Hey, it's the Rogue Duelist. Dawn of Destiny just got released earlier this week, and I got a deck featuring a lot of the new cards from the set. And I call it Self-Destruct. This deck is a super on point, just fire focused deck that revolves around cards that can blow up other cards that you control, and their effects activating through that. This is a super budget deck, only using 2 ultra rares and 1 super. Potentially, probably would want to up Wild Tornado to 2 to replace Dark Coffin. But until then, this is a fine deck. Now this really revolves around the cards that you can use to pop other cards. So I'm talking Fire King Island. New from Dawn of Destiny, this card is really underrated and overlooked by a lot of people. It's really good. It allows you to destroy a card in your hand, or a monster in your hand, or a monster out on the field to search a Fire King monster. And that Fire King monster is Fire King Avatar Yakasha. He has an interesting effect that when he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy a card in your hand or on the field. Really great. Really great for what we got going on here. Now, what cards would we want to destroy? Well, we got Baby Ceratosaurus. For all those players in the TCG playing regular Yu-Gi-Oh!, you're going to recognize this card because it's in the True King Dinosaurs. This card allows you to go from 4 cards in your opening hand to 5. You +1 with this by using this in combination with Fire King Island. Now what this card does is that when it's destroyed by card effect, whether it be on the field or in the hand, you can special summon a dinosaur, a level 4 or lower dinosaur from your deck. So we have Elementsaurus. He gains 500 attack boost whenever there's a fire monster on the field, and when he destroys a monster, if there's an earth monster on the field, you negate the effect of that earth monster. So it's okay. We're really just using him for that fire boost because pretty much all of our monsters are fire. Now for what other synergetic plays that we have is that you can pop Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. This is the cover card on Dawn of Destiny. Really great card. If it's destroyed, whether it be in your hand or on the field when it's destroyed by card effect, it will resurrect, it will resummon on your standby phase and blow up all the spell and trap cards on the field. Really nice card. Combos really well with Fire King Akasha. You could even summon it off of Fire King Island using its second effect or first effect, but there's greater risk with that. You can just summon it normally by using its second effect, that if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 Wing Beast, Fire Wing Beast from your hand. Now there is a little bit of a flaw here. Fire King Island does have a major downside to being so powerful as it is, which it's a really great card. I wouldn't take it out of the deck. You could potentially drop it down to 2, but the power it holds is so great that it's really worth the risk. The greatest downside is that if this face-up card leaves the field, well, not leaves the field, but is sent to the graveyard or banished, you end up it nukes your monsters. It's not good. We got Thing in the Crater. It's a pyro monster that lets you special summon pyro monsters when it's destroyed on the field. Really great because we got a new card that came out of the Dawn of Destiny pack, Hazy Flame Hippogriff. This card's going under a lot of people's radars, and you need to know what it does. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Relinquished, Tribute to the Doom, Mikazuri, Enemy Controller. None of those cards work on him because he cannot be targeted. He's that good. He shuts down decks. And that's why I run 2 copies of him. He's also a Pyro type monster. He may be 6 stars, but like I said with Thing of the Crater, if Thing of the Crater dies, you can special summon this guy from your hand if you have him. Really great combo card. And of course you got the Wild Tornado. and the Dark Coffin. Everyone should know what Wild Tornado does, but if it gets destroyed face down on the field, you can destroy face up card. And Dark Coffin, if it gets destroyed while it's face down on the field, you get to, your opponent either has to discard a card or destroy one of their monsters on the field. So a lot of synergy here. There's not too many defensive plays with this deck, but a lot of your monsters do end up floating or popping and triggering other effects that you have, so it's really not so bad. So I'll just show you some duels, show you the deck in action. Okay, the first duel I have to show you is from a Weevil. And let me just state this before we get started with the duels. I'm in gold tier right now, so take all of this with a grain of salt. I still believe in the deck has very good potential to work in higher tiers, but just take that with a grain of salt. Alright, I start off with, since I've restart, I just looked at this hand and I was like, okay, it's got plenty of combo pieces, I'm gonna go with it. So I start by playing the field spell, being able to pop the baby Ceratosaurus and add the Fire King. This is really what I started the combos with, started this deck with, using this combo, because this combo gets you two monsters for two. It's a 2-card combo. It gets you the field spell, 2 cards out on the field, and then you got 2 other cards on your hand, with whatever you want to do. Really nice. Ends up with the Element Ceratosaurus being powered up, and a little bit extra power. Weevil's playing this Naturia garbage. Again, gold tier. I'm fighting garbage decks. Whatever. Now this deck was pretty interesting because all of a sudden, Atmosphere comes out. That's a problem. So, I was hoping here that he was gonna be able to, he was gonna maybe set one more card face down, forcing him to pop the Atmosphere with my Dark Coffin. Wasn't the case. He played it a little bit smarter. He had a monster, and he had to discard that. If I had 2 Wild Tornadoes, I'd probably be running 2. But regardless, I'm able to top deck the Hippogriff. I have the Thing in the Crater. He destroys the Thing of the Crater. Summon Hippogriff. And all of a sudden, things are looking a little bit better. I still have to get out of this situation. I get the Wild T. Just what I need. Bam. And now he's like, he can't target anything. He probably had an Econ or something that he wanted to use. A lot of the time these Atmosphere decks use Econ, so got him. And that's this duel in the bag. Okay, again, another nice hand that I got here. We have the Fire King Yakusha. Really nice thing about it is that if it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, you're able to just start popping things. So I was hoping that he would attack into my monster. That didn't happen. I get another Yakusha. I'm just going to go inside on this guy, hoping that he's going to summon something. Doesn't happen. I go ahead, use the baby Ceratosaurus here. And I'm just going to try to go inside on him, summon out the Hippogriff after this, and then just see how much damage I can do to him. And he misplays. Again, you really got to know this Hippogriff, because if anyone's going to play this card, you need to know what it does. He cannot target Hippogriff with the enemy controller, so he goes ahead and he thinks he's got to switch this thing into defense mode. He ain't. The attack goes through, and that's game. This deck, really good swarming potential. Okay, we got another Kaiba. It's got peak performance. I go ahead and restart, because I want a little something better than this. And this perfect. Absolutely perfect. Another chance where I start off with the Nefties in my hand. It's not absolute to win with this if you have Nefties, but if you got Nefties, ooh, you got a pretty good chance. Being able to pop this card, summon it back out, activate it, use the Wild Tea, take him down. He's got one card left in his hand, and that's game. Okay, now a few live duels with this self-destruct deck. I'm gonna keep any losses in, and just show you what happens when I go out into the ladder. Now, like I said before, I'm in gold tier right now. Hopefully, I expect that to change a little. All right, let's see. This is a solid hand. I'm gonna keep this. Plus, I'm going second here. Be nice to get an extra draw on top of this. Ooh, another island. That's not helping at all. Alright. We're going to hang on to the Nefties, because I don't want to, you know, just summon it out a little too reckless here. We're going to go with the baby Ceratosaurus play, and get the Element Source out on the field with the Yakusha. Ooh, he's got a Karibo. Ooh, he's playing dragons. Alright. Maybe some structure deck dragon stuff. Oh, I just realized this guy's playing 30 cards. Garbage. Garbage. He can't even use his stupid, his stupid whatever dragon in the grave. No, he's got a Karibo in there. Oh my gosh, this guy. Oh well. Guess misplays are his middle name. Ooh, an Exploder Dragon. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. Pop the Wild Tea. Take out his Exploder. Could take out the Mountain, but I'm just gonna go with that. Ooh, another Element Source. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little risky. Gonna pop the Nefties. So that will come back during my standby phase. And if I haven't gotten rid of the Fire King Island by then, I'm gonna be left wide. Oh, fuck. Definitely not gonna get rid of that by then. Okay. Actually, I haven't done this before, but it says if this face-up card in your field spell zone is sent to the graveyard to banish, you pop everything. Now, if it's... Okay. Yeah, my bad. This deck is very heavily combo-based. The slightest misplay could absolutely turn the tide. Don't do what I just did. Remember, the Forest is a good card to tech in here. It helps you play... It definitely helps you remember the Forest. It's a good card in this format where a lot of field spells are very prevalent. I mean, my opponent's got Mounted on the field. Not that that makes much of a difference, but when you're going up against tunes and all that, it can be really nice to have that sort of effect. Now I'm really wishing I hanged on to some of the stuff. Let's see if it destroys Phoenix. No, he stays up, so this is solid. Very solid. So that works. Alright, I kind of hope this is an Exploder Dragon I'm attacking into. Because we're going to go in with Yakusha. Oh, man. It's doing me dirty. See, this is a great situation where if I had the Hippogriff, couldn't be targeted. But oh well. If he goes ahead and destroys this guy, I'll be able to pop Nefties and he comes back. I was hoping he was going to have another Exploder Dragon, and then I could pop Baby Ceratosaurus after Yakusha dies. Or Yaksha. And it would have been great. Alright, let's see. Ooh, Hippogriff. Huh. I'm thinking... I almost want to set the baby Ceratosaurus. Just as a little defensive play. Maybe tribute next turn with Hippogriff if he survives. We're going to set him as a defensive option. We've already gone through our 2-element sources anyways, so... yeah. He could only special summon out a baby Ceratosaurus. Oh, he was bluffing hard. That's alright. You see, he knows I have the Nefties in my hand. So he won't dare try to pop the Yaksha. And now it's just too late for him at this point. No turning the tides at this point. You got the Hippogriff and the Yakusha. It's over. It's got to have the Ebola to stop me. Oh, that's dirty. Very dirty. Oh, okay. Who runs that card? Then again, he's playing 30 cards. He can afford, he has dead hands anyways, I bet, so whatever. Run a few more techs, why don't you? Now, he's not going to live through the next turn. More than likely. Let's see. A Stamping D. Not today. Alright. He's going to have to summon a monster, stall a little bit. And I believe it's all too late for him now. I'm going to attack with the Nefties just in case this guy has 2 Blast held by Tributes. That's dirty. That's so dirty. And of course he doesn't. He runs 1 piece of garbage, not 2. Oh, that ranked up. Alright, no cutting in between these duels. I want to show you genuinely 3 duels here. Back to back to back. Maybe it's going to probably say more about what decks are being played in gold than whether this deck is worth a darn or not. I believe it has some good potential. Only real problem is that if it faces a Blue Eyes player, it could be really tough. Without the right cards to really take him down. 3-star Emotion is also really tricky. Let's keep this hand. We've got the Wild Tornado. So... alright, what did he have? Did he have Mind Scan? Of course he does. That's fine. I wonder if this is a Guardian Statue deck. We'll just defensively set this stuff. I mean, if I was him. See the Wild Tea and the Yaksha set. It's a pretty obvious play that I'm going to make. Alright. Let's take this dude down. No back row. This doesn't look like it's Guardian Statue or Clown Control. Ooh. Now the question is that do I use Fire King Island's effect to get the element Ceresaurus? I think that's what I do in this scenario. I'll hang on to the Nefties just in case. And I'll go for massive damage this turn. Alright. He's got all those cards in his hand. How could he be bricking so hard? Ooh, okay. Oh, and he pops the Fire King Island? That's a little excessive. I'm having all my cards getting destroyed anyhow, so... Oh, why did you set all those? Okay, again. Learn what your opponent's cards' effects are. Fire King Island already destroys all my monsters, which is gonna happen. But I'll gladly activate that to pop Nefties. And this dude, unless he has 2 Sphere Karibos, it's over. That's it. Oh my gosh. As far as decks that this deck is kind of weak to, water can be a little tricky. Just a little. Especially if you got if you got the combo for Thing in the Crater and Hippogriff, because a regular old Yumi can lower the attack and defense of those Pyro monsters by 200. But that's not too big of a deal anyhow. But I've had good matchups against Gravekeepers with this deck. Especially if I can combo off Hippogriff. Hippogriff is a really great counter. Because it can't be soul exchanged. It's really great. Alright. Harpy matchup. Alright, this is what I wanted to see. We're going to try to get a Nefties in my hand here. There we go. Alright, now we got some plays. Set the Wild Tea. Probably should have set the Yaksha here. But hopefully my opponent will see this and maybe go aggressive. Nefties is going to be really great in this matchup, being able to destroy all the back row and Harpy's Hunting Ground. Ooh, we don't want to do that. They went for it. I think I'm just gonna hang on to my Nefties until they force me. Ooh, they let it through. Maybe she's got a Karibo? Really important thing to do here, by the way, in general for playing the game. Use the toggles. I don't use toggles in this deck because I'm not running too many Karibos, or I'm not running any Karibos and not that many traps that would be relevant. But pro tip, toggle. Alright, they got the mirror wall. What the heck is this thing? What? Listen, I'm really sorry. I wanted to show maybe some good decks. I've been fighting a lot of Makos and occasional 3-star demotion, tuned garbage. But I mean, what the heck is this doing in here? This has got to be some secret tech I don't know about. Maybe there's some sort of... Maybe she's running Paladin? Okay. And look at that. Took so much time now. I've got the thing of the craters. Can use this effect to get out the Haze Fame Hippogriff. Yeah, let's just attack with what we got. Ooh, the enemy controller. Alright. Another great aspect. Oh, banish that. Oh, this duel's over. Almost. 200 life points away. Another great aspect against Harpies is that as long as you don't have your field spell, which you don't really need, it's really important. The field spell and the Fire King Yaksha are the two cards you want to have no matter what. You got to have at least one of those to really get your plays going and get combos popping. But other than that, you know, it's not too reliant on any one card. And this duel's over. Wow. What trash. Okay. Harpies can't pop your back row if you got no back row.